You! 5 points for being late.
And now, disciplinary committee, please let me off this time.
This is the 5th time you've been late this week.
If you record my tardiness again today, I would have asked for the parents to come to school and explain.
So what? I glanced at the playful Yen-Su and justly made a note in my book.
Forget it.
He waved his hand at me and shrugged indifferently. I stared at his back out of my mind until Ching-Yu waved his hand in front of me.
What's going on, Nanny?
Oh, nothing. My name is Li Nanyi. Is a sophomore in high school and serves as a classroom disciplinarian. The boy I've just written down is called Yen-Su, a student who never settles down. The boy standing next to me is our class president, Chung-Yi. Chung-Yi is the class president, and I work together in the morning to catch poor discipline and grooming issues.
I feel like you're a little distracted this morning.
Chung-Yi leaned over and asked me gently. Maybe I didn't rest well last night. I'm fine. I gave him a smile. Chung-Yi and I went to the same middle school. Our parents were good friends. Ching-Yu has been good since he was a kid, and there's no shortage of girls in his class who like him. We've been inseparable since we were kids. Chung-Yi would teach me anything I couldn't understand. In the eyes of outsiders, including our parents, we're considered a perfect match. Only I know that in my heart. I like Yen-Su. Yes, I love this trouble student who has no regard for school rules and regulations. So when I saw him sneaking another cigarette in the hallway near the boys' restroom, I walked over to him. Yen-Su, smoking, 10 points. I heard Wordsmith laugh behind me and stubbed out his cigarette.
Why are you always focusing on me?
I turned to look at him. He exhaled a final puff of smoke, which lingered around his hair. His hair was a little long and covered his eyes, and was blocked by the smoke to show only his lean, white chin. If you don't cause trouble, then why would I have a problem with you?
Why do you catch me every time I do something bad?
He smiled again and moved a little closer to me. He had a black ear diamond in his right ear that sparkled in the weak sunlight.
Are you always following me, disciplinarian?
Who followed you? I panicked a bit and attempted to speak up to hide my pounding heart.
Isn't it? Then why?
Before he could finish his sentence, the bell rang.
Well, go back to class early.
I feel my cheeks burning a little. Aren't you going to class?
I'm busy.
I looked at his distant back and lifted my feet toward the classroom.
Nani, are you okay? I feel your face is so red. Are you not feeling well?
It's okay. I didn't take the water that Chung-Yi handed me. My whole mind was in such a mess that I didn't even hear the teacher call me up to answer the question. When the teacher is about to get angry. Chung-Yi stood up and helped me explain.
Teacher, Nan-E is not feeling well.
The teacher didn't say anything about it and told me to get some rest. Thank you. I learned about Yen-Su's family background from the homeroom teacher. Yen-Su's parents were both diplomats. His family is very well off, but his parents are also very busy and haven't cared much about Yen-Su since he was in middle school. He goes out every day and stays out all night, and his parents never ask. The summer is already feeling slightly hotter in the height of June. A lot of girls are starting to wear dresses. The buses are overcrowded at 8 a.m. I caught a glimpse of a man standing behind a girl. The man kept moving closer and closer to the girl's back. I don't know if it was intentional or not. The girl's face showed a very difficult look, and I patted Chungi beside me, signaling him to look in that direction. Chungi glanced at the girl over there and nodded at me, wanting to walk to the front to talk to the driver. At that moment, there was a sudden wail from the man.
I'm sorry, I really didn't see you.
That was the first time I saw Yansu. He elbowed the man plastered against the girl's back viciously. The man knew he was in the wrong and glared at him viciously. Yansu smiled at the man, the earrings on his ears sparkling in the sunlight that beat in. But the words that came out were harsh.
The car shook so much, I can't be sure where I'll hit next time.
The man got off the bus in a hurry when it reached the next stop. The girl blushed and thanked Yansu. Yansu smiled at her and shook his head. I stared in the direction of Yansu for a long time without looking back. The sun was hitting his bangs, his skin was pale, and he was wearing a wide black jumper.
Nan-e?
Chungi shook me by my side for half a day before I reacted. Are we almost there?
Yeah, we'll get off at the next stop.
Good. The teacher introduced the new student who just came in today. When Yansu walked in from outside the classroom, I'm holding my breath.
Hello everyone, I'm new here. We'll have a chance to play together in the future.
He still had a cynical smile on his face. I didn't think Yansu would transfer to our class. I lowered my head to hide my pounding heart. It was around this time that I realized the definition of love at first sight. The flamboyant personalities of 16 and 17-year-olds colored my bland, black and white world. Today, Chungi had something to do, so I was alone on duty outside the classroom. The girl who came late in the morning came to me in a hurry. She told me that something had happened to her family, and I looked at the pale-faced girl. Still haven't got her name in the book. There's a boy in my class who's a repeat offender. I caught him a couple times. I can tell he's treating me like shit. When he saw the late announcement of today's list, he suddenly came towards me very loudly.
Don't think I didn't see it. Lin Yu was late today, right? Why didn't you record her name? You're doing the cover-up thing again. Don't think I don't know how many times you've covered up for Yan Shu.
Don't talk nonsense, will you? The boys turned their heads and yelled at the class.
Let's comment on this. The impartial disciplinary committee member will also engage in harboring this set. Harboring girls today. Harboring Yan Shu some time ago. Who knows what kind of unseemly relationship they have. I say disciplinary committee, you will not be fond of Yan Shu, right?
You! I'm so angry I can't say the whole thing. Usually I'm a loner in class and have very few friends. This is where the boys' uproar is definitely exacerbating the situation. A few whispers began to circulate in the classroom.
Disciplinary committee, you can't harbor him just because you like him.
He began to loudly mock me, and some of the boys around me, whose names I usually wrote down, also chimed in. For a moment I felt ashamed of myself. I lowered my head and wanted to go into the ground.
You're a dog! You like biting people so much?
Yansu came in through the back door of the class and put one hand on the shoulder of the loud boy from behind and wrapped his whole neck in her arms.
What are you doing?
Do you want me to teach you what happens when you chew on people behind their backs?
Though he still had a smile on his face, the words he spat out were devoid of laughter. Chungi walked in from outside the class.
Stop arguing, the teacher is coming.
The whispers in the class soon quieted down. Chung-yi walked up to the boys and warned with an expressionless face.
Next time you talk nonsense, it won't be as simple as writing it down.
The boys are a little disconcerted. Breaking free of the speechwriter then shouted out.
I say you two have some kind of unseemly relationship with her Li Nan Yi. You are all so.
He hadn't even finished his sentence.
Yan Shu. What the fuck?
Yan Su punched him in the face halfway through his sentence.
Say that again for fuck's sake?
The boy turned his head and wrestled with Yan Su as well. But how could he be a match for Yan Su? Soon he was pressed underneath Yan Su and grabbed his collar.
Do you still dare to scream?
As soon as the boys see that they can't be beaten, they start begging for mercy.
Your mom didn't teach you how to talk. I'll teach you next time.
At this time, the class teacher rushed in from outside and hurriedly pulled Yan Su up. Chung-yi stood behind Yan Su and the boy's complexion became obscure. The end of the matter was that the boys were written up and Yan Su was disciplined. With blood still seeping from the corner of his mouth, Yan Su got up and went to the infirmary by himself. I got up and tried to get to him. Ching-yu pulled me in.
Nanny, don't go.
He looked at me with a pleading look on his face. I looked up at him and then broke away from him. Run for the infirmary. In the infirmary, Yan Su grimaces as she medicates herself. It's awkward because you can't see your own face. I went through the door and took the medicine from him without saying a word. Then bend down and wipe him.
Ouch! Easy, easy.
Will you dare to fight next time?
No more fights! No more fights! I should put a sack on him next time and drag him out to beat him up in the dead of night.
I couldn't help but laugh when I heard that he was still in the mood for jokes.
Ha ha, you laughed. Don't make a face.
I realized I had laughed out loud and immediately swung back to my expressionless face. Why did you fight for me?
I just can't let others talk about you. I can see that the disciplinary committee is fair and impartial. What about you? Why are you blushing?
He stepped back, dodging my hand as I put the medicine on him.
Do you like me, Li Nan Yi?
You take the medicine first.
Do you like me or not? I won't get on if you don't say so.
Can you first?
You say it first or I will.
Yes, yes, yes. It's okay. I broke down and raised the volume impatiently.
Hey, me too!
I saw him give me a nice smile. When he smiles, his eyes curve into a line, and he looks unoffensive.
Hurry up, help me with the medicine.
Don't move! I looked at his face as he came closer and slowly smiled. Then reached down and pressed the potion into his face. There's sunlight coming in through the window. It hit his earrings with a small flash of light. The window was slightly open and a breeze was blowing in, and I sniffed gently. I think the osmanthus is in bloom.